Hello everyone and welcome to my new channel. This is my new channel. I had an old one, but here we are with a new journey because in an old one it was old drawings and now they look awful for me. That's why I want to kind of start all over again, and I have an actual idea what I can show you in this channel, and let's go. I want to apologize guys before I start talking about the sketchbook. I'm not very good in English. I'm not perfect. I will do a lot of mistakes, so I'm sorry in advance. I apologize and I hope you will understand what I'm saying here. But now I have a lot of English speaking subscribers, and I just want to do videos in English too, to show you that I not only draw windrows, but I actually do a lot of other stuff. Windrows is kind of my side hobby, my learning project. Windrows is helping me to learn how to paint and how to do comics, how to tell the story to the audience. I never thought that I will get so many subscribers for the windrows, and I'm extremely glad. Just thank you guys. But I also want you to see what I do, what I also do, not only the windrows. So here we go with my my kind of like working process sketchbook. Here is a lot of sketches from my side projects and from my college homework. This is a character, his name is William, and this is a character from one of my projects. I unfortunately can't speak right now about this project that much, but I hope I will one day tell you more about this. Right now it's just like in a planning mode, and I'm kind of thinking about the character, how they may look like, and etc. So here you can see I'm doing a lot of notes about what this character is in my mind, and how can I show him, how can I show these things that I have in my mind through his design, like through his shapes, that he's a bit like tired, he does not really care about himself, and etc. Here I'm drawing his face in a turn around, and I'm numbering his hair parts. It's important for animation to know all these details. Yeah, how he may sit. This is a character from my project called Bloody Hood. You might know about this project. I actually did a small webcomic. You can read it on my webtoon. It's about Red Riding Hood, and this main character, you only saw like two characters, the Mr. Wolf and the actual Red Riding Hood, but she actually has a pretty big family, and you're gonna meet her family in the next chapters that I will definitely do. But unfortunately right now I don't have that ability to work that much on this project, so I think that unfortunately I will have to start Bloody Hood after finishing Windrows. I'm planning to finish Windrows, or at least be in a finishing state of Windrows by the end of my college, so in about 3-4 years. So yeah, unfortunately the Bloody Hood should wait, but I mean in 3-4 years I will be much better in drawing and storytelling, because again Windrows is my very first project, and it's just teaching me a lot, and I will be better, so the Bloody Hood will be much better than Windrows, so it's a good thing. And here I'm kind of like thinking about the characters already at this stage, because why not to sketch these characters, and always I'm trying to develop them better and better with every drawing. So here's like her name is Scarlett, and she's a mother. This is the father, and this is brothers of the Scarlett. Now here they go, children. My favorite Jasper. And there is the Red Riding Hood. I a bit changed her design in the future pages, you will see. And Mr. Wolf, unfortunately I don't like this design. I don't like this form, these shapes. I changed them in the future pages. Here's Mr. Wolf again, and North, small one, the big one. No, this is actually North Pole. he is a bit different, and you can actually in the future North Pole will be much more different than North, because North will change and North Pole will change too, so they will be really different. But right now they kind of look the same, and to differentiate them, you can see the line here of the, I don't know how you call this part in English, so but if you see this line, it's probably a North Pole and not North, because North Pole is more like sharp, you know. There's random nude girl, not really anatomical correct, but here we are with a character I did for an animation assignment. It's supposed to be an animal fantasy character and how he might move like. I probably will upload all my animations I did for college into this YouTube channel, so yeah. Here is other character from the same project as William, and all I knew about him that he is supposed to be French with a big nose and he should be accurate. I didn't really like these shapes of his face. I liked this more. Here you see I did this kind of checkpoint. Yeah, here I developed this shape of his face and hair more, and I liked it much more. It's just random sketches of some boys, because you know, sometimes you just like to draw just flying heads of beautiful boys. Here the same, again the character from the same project. This project has a lot of characters, but there's only one main character, is the William, but a lot of side characters, so I kind of need to develop a lot of them, and they all should have different shapes and etc. So here is like an old guy sitting, and there's like a fluffy, I don't know how to call her, like cute fluffy lady. I didn't really like this face, kind of looks ugly, so this one is better, I think. Again, I'm not a professional, I'm just a student in the design too, so all what I'm saying here is not kind of like rules or that's how you should do this. No, not at all. It's just like how I do it right now. Maybe in a year I will look at this and I'm like, oh, these designs, everything is so awful, but right now I feel like this is better than this one, and etc. Here I kind of haven't finished this page, unfortunately. Here, as I told you, I kind of changed the design for the Mr. Wolf, and I did him more cartoony, like, you know, more short legs and more wide shoulders, because he should be contrary to the father. Father's really like long and narrow, and the Mr. Wolf should be maybe a bit shorter and with big shoulders, because he's strong, he's Mr. Wolf. And here's a character I developed for animation assignment. Here I changed a little bit the design of the Red Riding Hood. I don't really like this one. I developed it again more in the future pages. Again, you see, I draw my character more and more, and I understand like this is better, this is still bad, and I'm kind of like drawing them more and more, and they kind of developing themselves. It's a fluid process. I didn't, especially in this design, I didn't like her legs. They look too complicated, too I just don't like them. Here I was looking for her poses. Her poses again. Another character from another project. Unfortunately, I can speak about this project too. This is a character from my old story. I actually have a dream to write a book, and maybe one day you will see this book. And I have a lot of characters from this book, and this story is kind of really personal for me, so maybe in the future, when I will be super old and have a lot of money, I will just rest in my house and I will write a book and I will publish it and you will see it, maybe. I don't know, just a dream. Here's a character from, again, William Project. This girl supposed to be, you know, kind of like from the 19th century, a nice, accurate girl, but she actually would like to drink a beer. So I was thinking, how can you show a girl who is kind of appropriate to the 19th century looking, but actually likes to drink a beer that is not really appropriate to this century for the girls. And yeah, so I was thinking just a bit how she might look like. And this is again a development of Red Riding Hood. I didn't like her face shape, it kind of looked weird in the front. I always had this problem with her face. So I decided to do it more like childish, because she's supposed to be pretty young, from 8 to 10 years old looking. So I made her eyes bigger and her face kind of squished. Here you can see her cheek a little bit more, and I was thinking how she might look like this design, because I liked it in the front, and this kind of looked bad, but this one is much better, I thought. And again, I counted her hair parts. Yeah, here is not the final. Again, it's always not the final, but like at this point I really like this design of her. It looks more simple, more childish, more like agile, because she's supposed to be really agile girl. And I like her feet, they're much more kind of cartoony. Even the pose is more fluid, more like line of action is more clear. Again, I was thinking about her face, how can I squash and stretch, and I might be breaking her form here, but again, I'm doing the sketching during the lectures or at the school breaks, so they are not really accurate sketches of my characters. Sometimes I can't look at my actual design, and they all are just process. So yeah, here I was thinking about her father, how he might look like. He should look pretty much as her, because she really looks like him. And this is the version of how I draw him in a normal, like I always draw him, but it looks kind of boring for me, so I decided to push all the forms of his face. So he's supposed to be like this kind of cunning character with kind of fluid face show. So I did the bigger, pointier nose and more like cunning eyes, and I liked it much more. So I pushed it here a little bit more, and I kind of liked it. Yeah, again, I was developing through squash and stretch. For this squash and stretch, you really can understand the face of your character, so it's important to do this. Here I decided to participate in a character design challenge. It's a challenge where every month you got a theme and you should to draw a character based on this theme. And the theme was of the September month, I guess, candy people. And I decided to do a candy teen, because his hair might look like, you know, like gummy bears, this kind of, but snakes, gummy snakes. I'm not sure how you call it. I was thinking about his coat to be an Oreo, his skateboard to be a cookie, and yeah, I was developing his design here. He's again the Red Riding Hood, but actually Bloody Hood from my project. Yeah, I was thinking about his face, or her face again, at the very end. Yeah, I will tell her. At the very end, I'm not sure about the gender of this character, but I don't think it really matters here, so yeah. So I was thinking about the hairstyle, and I like this one because it really looks like this kind of gummy snakes thing, candies. yeah, I was thinking about her shape, and yeah, that's the final kind of sketch design. I will leave a link in the description to the final actual design that I will upload probably to my ArtStation. I haven't uploaded yet, so in the future that I will upload this video, I hope the design will be there and you kind of can see this. This is a small story I will do in silhouettes. This is this character from this dream book that I have. Here I actually started to read a book called damn, I'm not sure if I know how to pronounce this word right. Scythe. You know, it's a book. I will probably do an image kind of here. I will put an image of this book so you will understand what I'm talking about. It's an interesting story about the dystopian or utopian future where people kind of immortal, and now they have to create a job of the deaths, so the actual people can legally kill other people because now people are immortal, and yeah, that kind of stuff. But I really enjoyed it, so I'm still reading it, and I did like a couple of fun art sketches. I highly recommend this book. If you would like to read it, read it. Here I was developing a walk cycle for the character for animation assignment, and this kind of walk looked kind of boring for me, so I decided to do it because of her funny legs, kind of this ballerina walk, you know, with a pointy finger thing. Yeah, I was developing. Yeah, here again the fan art from this book. Candy Teen, squash and stretch, yes, yes, yes. More expressions. Here it was the beginning of the Inktober, but unfortunately I wasn't able to participate in this Inktober. I tried, but college, too much to do, unfortunately, no. Here I kind of haven't finished this page, but this is a Will Henry from the book called The Monstrumology. Again, I will put this book here. This is one of my favorites book. I really like it. I highly recommend it. Just really great book. This is the characters from this my kind of dream book that I want to write in the future when I will be old and rich. This is another character I'm kind of developing. You know, when you have an image of you in your head of the character, you kind of know how he might look like, and you draw kind of first pass of this character, and then you draw a second pass, and the second pass is of course a little bit more accurate, a little bit more interesting. And here what I've got here, this design is just better looking. Another assignment for animation. I will again probably put all these animations together and I will upload it to this new YouTube channel, so you could see these animations if you're interested, of course. This is again like characters from the intros, not this one. Yeah, here I started in October, but again it didn't work out. Another fun art from this book I'm reading, South kind of shapes development. This was a funny thing. It was a lecture of art history, and we were learning about the Greek and Roman sculptures, and there was this sculpture that I really liked, and I wanted to draw him, but I was too slow, and yeah, so I just added some kind of funny stuff. Yeah, here I needed to develop a character for my 3D animation assignment. It's supposed to be a really simple character with just 2 legs and no arms, and some kind of thing that will have overlapping action, you know. So we with my teacher ended up on this kind of bread with Nutella, and I will upload all the animations of the Nutella that I did Right now I'm just working on it, but I will finish working on it by the end of the semester in like 15th, 16th of December, so I will send it to my YouTube channel as well. Here's another character that I was thinking of. This is Inktober, that unfortunately didn't work out. Here I actually figure out that I kind of enjoy color pencils. They're actually really fun, and I would like to use them more, so I was just playing with them. Here again, this is Mr. Wolf and Red Riding Hood. Here they kind of different design, but I was just playing. I wasn't planning to actually work on the design. It was more a color pencils test. Again, more tests. You see with different lining, something work out, something didn't work out. Here's another character of some kind of ghost alien, I don't know. Yeah, this page is just bad. Nothing worked out here except the eyes, probably. I'm sorry, sometimes I have these pages. Oh, and here something really cool happened, and I actually would like to hear from you this idea that I have. You see, I'm always looking for the subject to draw for my portfolio, because I always need to fill my portfolio with new designs, with new pages, with new drawings. And I can of course draw designs for my character from my projects like Windrose or Bloody Hood, but unfortunately this process of drawing my characters is too slow, and it's because they're mine characters. You know, you always want to do your characters really ideal looking. It's really hard to break the shape or to push it more when it's your character, and when it's with you for so long. Like Windrose, I created Windrose when I was like 16, and now I it's really hard for me to break the shape of the North and to go crazy with him. So that is why the process of Bloody Hood, you see, from this to this one is really slow. And I was kind of upset about this. I'm like, is it real that I'm that slow of designing the characters? But then we've got an assignment to actually develop just a random character, and I had only 2 days for this, and I did it like in day 1 or day 2, the actual page with all the expressions, silhouettes, and the final rendered character. And I'm saying it not to like, haha, I'm so fast in drawing. No, I'm saying it that I actually proved to myself that I can draw and develop characters pretty fast if they are not mine. That's why I was thinking about what can I choose to draw for my portfolio. I was thinking about taking some kind of fairy tales, but while I was thinking about this idea, I was listening to I really like this musical called Steampunk opera, The Dolls of New Albion, and it's a really cool musical. I will leave a link in the description to this musical. Unfortunately, this musical never have been like staged, only like by fans, but not like super professionally staged. I'm not sure how to explain it, but there's only the music and the actual songs, but they alone are really beautiful and really interesting story. There's not only steampunk, there is steampunk, dieselpunk, autopunk, and cyberpunk. All the punks that we so like. But my favorite is steampunk, and I wrote to the author of these musicals and asked him if I may take his world of this musical and develop character designs and probably designs of some locations and props for my portfolio. And he said, yes, go ahead. He actually answered me and said, yes, go ahead. So I'm really glad, and right now I'm working on this portfolio. I want to finish it till the February or like middle of the January. So and I want to make like a separate videos for each character or each theme, like locations or props, where I will explain to you guys about what decisions I'm making, why I'm doing this character like that. Like, I will show you the whole process from creating a sketch to the actually final digital rendered version of this character, and I will explain my thinking process during this process of designing the character. Again, it's not professional, it's just how I think of it. I'm not even a concept design student, I'm an animation student, so I'm not a professional in it, but I need to do that. And yeah, for me it will be really useful because I can actually probably see what mistakes I might be doing, and by explaining it to you I might understand it better myself. So yeah, and every time when I will be doing and I will want to procrastinate, I will kind of like, oh no, there's probably someone's waiting for the new video I have to draw, so it will be an additional motivation for me. So again, write in the comments what do you think about this idea. And yeah, but here, like all these pages here in the sketchbook after this one is just the development of these characters, so I will just really fast just go through these pages without actually explaining what is here. There was just searching for the head shape. You see how different these head shapes are. I can't do the same thing for the north because already in my head he's just like that, and here I can really experiment. And yeah, I'm developing this character here, her face, her body shape, another character from this musical, how she might look like, a steampunk robot, how he might look like. I did all these sketches without actual research. I will do the research a bit later. I like to do the research after the first step. At first I like to, you know, to do a sketch just from my head of what I have in my head, and then do research and add something additional. Here again some expressions of this character, her body and her outfit, another character, a lot of notes about how she might look like. And again, in this additional videos I will go with you through these notes and explain you why I did her like that. There's another character, I will not even speak about this one. Here it was a lecture about the storyboarding, and the teacher said that the most important thing in storyboarding, and I think in the design too, it's already I said it, is character and clarity. Because it's really important to show the character and to show it clear, to show clearly the story. So your drawing's supposed to be clear. They might be messy, but they're supposed to be clear. So yeah, that's really important rules, not only for storyboarding but also for the design. Here's actually not from the Steampunk opera, but from the animation assignment. Here's a character and he should say something. He should say a line, and here's just his poses. I was trying to push them more while he's speaking. Yeah, just pushing more. Here's another development of the character. More. I kind of like it, but at the same time not really. I will develop this character more. And again, in these videos you're gonna see like my mistakes and how I'm trying to overcome them, and etc. Yeah, here's the robot. I was thinking that he might look really like perfect. Our human bodies are not really perfect, and it's beautiful that our bodies are not perfect, but the actual robot body is supposed to be really like perfect because it's a robot. Here I just drew a pretty girl, and I kinda enjoyed her eyes and her shape, so I decided to implement it in another character. Here I was thinking about her silhouette, that it's supposed to be clear, because here you can see the hair are kinda blending with her shoulders and her neck, so I was thinking how to make it more clear, so I kinda did that, and now her silhouette is much more clear. I messed up with this pose here, but it doesn't really matter. Not really pretty page. And the actual end is just another poses from another weird character, and yeah, that's it. This is just notes from the storyboarding class. Yeah, I actually really enjoyed this sketchbook. I don't know, it might be was the paper or the size, but I actually bought the same company sketchbook with the same paper. Already started it. Here you can see again with the steampunk and with render kind of sketchy style that I'm developing for another my project. And yeah, the format is bigger because sometimes, you know, you would like to draw a character in full body and you kind of like there's not enough room, I can see in all the details, but here you can actually is much more free to actually develop the full body of the character in much more details. So I bought it in bigger format, and as soon as I will finish it up I will record it for you as this one, and yeah, we'll see how it will go. Again guys, write in the comments below what do you think about this idea of doing these videos where I will explain you my design process, and I hope you enjoyed this pretty long. I'm sorry I'm talking that much, but I don't really like just flipping through the pages, you know. I like to explain you what is here and why I'm doing it, because I think it's important. I don't usually draw just something random. It's usually based on some kind of story from my mind, or for the assignment, or for the projects of other people, so I like to explain it. If you don't like it, just you can just mute me and skip through the video in high speed and you'll be good. But yeah, leave a comment what you think about this idea, and again I hope you liked it, and it was Farah. I'll see you next time with the next video. I'm really anxious about my English, but yeah, thank you so much for reading Windrose. I'm really glad that so many people are reading my webcomic. It's just amazing. Thank you guys. I really love you. Thank you all. Thank you so much. Bye bye.